This week in the Restroom, we rolled the dice on a gambling turd from 2011 starring Affleck and the Dick in the Box guy. We've got spray-on tans, Miami Vice plot devices, paid vacation acting, and Marvel's The Falcon screaming it up Gary Oldman style as an FBI agent. It's Runner, Runner, and before we flush it, we're gonna take it out and play with it a little. Restroom Cinema. We're here to flush it, so you don't have to see it. Greetings, everyone. I am Honor Knight, your head cinematic flusher right here in the Restroom. As always, I'm joined by my lovely co-cinematic flushers, Midwest movie mogul Colleen Griffin.
Hey, hey, hey.
And Raging Buddha B-movie queen, Nora Crest.
What's up?
Our special guests this time out come from the Unwritable Rant podcast. Unwritable Rant features engaging interviews from various celebrities in the media arts, as well as unique personal stories and bourbon reviews from its lovely and talented host. You can find the Unwritable Rant on iTunes, Google Play, using the hashtag PodernFamily on Twitter, and their own website, theunwritablerant.com. Please welcome host Juliette Miranda and her producing partner, David.
Well, hey, y'all. How's it going?
How's it going?
Let's kick off this flush with a round of Thunder Dump. Thunder Dump. I'll put 60 seconds on the Restroom clock, and we're going to go around the cinematic bowl to see who has the worst alternate title for this week's cinematic turd. The loser will then get to read the RSS, that's Restroom Stall Stats, in a funny voice of my choosing. Here we go. Griff.
In debt.
Okay, Crest.
Bro douche bonanza.
I had Dumber Dumber. David?
I had Sleeper.
Lame already. All right, Griff.
Always bet on Backstreet Boys.
Oh, Crest.
Hungry crocodile.
I had the Bat Hustler. Get it? David?
Boiler Room 2.
Oh, Jesus, really? All right, Griff.
Runner Way.
That's really bad. Okay, Crest.
Go white boy, go.
I had Juliette and David's long weekend. David.
Boner Vacation.
Griff.
Crap, I'm out of it.
Oh, Crest.
White people murdering the Spanish language.
What happens in Costa Rica stays in Costa Rica. David?
Costa Rica is really Puerto Rico.
No. And that is time. I think Griff had the worst one.
In debt.
Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, so
Come
David's
on, in sync, in debt.
Technically, David had the worst ones, but he can't see the stats, so we have to let him off the hook. So it's going to go to Griff on this one. You had worse.
You didn't like
and
one of mine. Why are you picking her?
Maybe. All right, we're going to go with Griff on this one. All right, Griff, you get to read the stats in the voice of Batman. Your choice of which Batman you want to do. Have at it.
Runner is a 2013 American crime thriller film directed by Brad Furman, written by Brian Koppelman and David Levian, and stars Justin Timberlake, Ben Affleck, Gemma Arterton, and Anthony Mackie. Some parts of this narrative are based on the life of Nat Aram, a professional poker player and former accountant at Deloitte Touche, who helped uncover cheating. Deloitte Touche. That rhymes with douche, which could describe our two leads in this movie. The film was released in the United States on October 4th, 2013, one of our darkest days. Received generally negative reviews from critics, and yet somehow grossed $62 million.
All right, there you go. There's your Restroom stall test. Very nice, Batman. Very nice.
Wow.
And 62 million. I don't know. We'll talk about that.
Somebody started a rumor that Justin Timberlake was nude, and so people showed up for this movie.
No,
Oh, God.
I'm going to start a rumor saying that Batman has boobs.
He's got moves. Entire film actually plays like a loose documentary of Ben Affleck's life, I think, at this point.
Yeah, you know what? I had to look up. I was like, God, this film was made in 2013, and Ben Affleck looks 10 years younger.
He does look, you can tell.
Marriage to Jennifer Garner looked good on him.
Also, Miami Vice called, guys. They'd like their episode synopsis back, please.
I thought it felt like CSI Miami, the movie.
Yeah, it really is, and we'll talk about that. Yeah, it's just an off-the-shelf type plot that we've seen a million times before. Guess 20th Century Fox must have thought casting Affleck and Timberlake in the same film was a safe bet. Hey-oh! Oh, come on. I gotta work
waka.
I don't get it.
Watching this film is, like I said, watching this film is like playing the nickel slots on a cheap Carnival cruise ship. If you want to equate it to that, it's lame on all accounts, folks. As we get into it,
How many casino puns are we gonna have in this?
No, I have at least 2 or 3 right there. So I gotta wait. We're not done yet.
All right, guys, drink every time you hear a terrible casino pun.
Everyone gambles, just like Justin Timberlake is with his film career by torturing us with this horrible voiceover that sounds like he recorded on his way to his next concert.
I think this is your destiny, just to pick films for us to watch that have terrible voiceover narration.
Did anyone see this film prior
I
to?
did. I saw it in the theater.
Oh, wow. So sorry.
Well, I see a lot of movies in the theater, and not all of them are, Oscar winners. But I did see this with my mom because she wanted to see it.
Oh, well,
But
you
we
can
went-
blame it on your mom.
No,
Wink,
we're
wink.
not blaming it on her. We went based on the trailer, which looked interesting. And if you go back and watch the trailer, had they made that movie, it
Yeah,
would have
very
actually
true.
been good.
And you still like yelled at me on our other podcast about like how I just wasn't buying it with Justin Timberlake after seeing this movie in the theater.
Chris, you go seeing a lot of films and maybe some of them are good. It's like saying, go seeing a lot of hookers and maybe 2 or 3 of them are okay. I mean,
Some of them are hearts of gold, okay? And you have to just keep going until you find that one.
You gotta pick and choose your
odds, you know.
Pick and choose your
That's right.
Wait,
You gotta play the odds.
Well, the dangers of online gambling. Opening credits consist of a montage of 2020-style special reports on the horrors of internet gambling. Wonder how many gamblers actually committed suicide before the film even started. What a depressing opening.
Well, it's depressing, and it also reminded me, it's like, this is like a really cheap version of Rounders.
Oh, you're right. Matt Damon.
Yep.
Right?
That's right. And I'm like, oh, why isn't Matt Damon in this? That's right, because, Ben Affleck's in it, and that would just be awkward.
By the way, this is at least the second movie produced by Leonardo DiCaprio that we flushed.
Oh, really? Oh,
This is a Leo movie?
Yeah.
Oh, these guys just wanted to hang out in Puerto Rico.
That's why I called it Bro
Oh,
Douche
please.
Bonanza. That was like spot
Exactly.
Runner. Title makes about as much sense as Justin Timberlake attending Princeton or Ben Affleck owning a business.
The title is dead on, and they explain it halfway through the movie.
They do?
Yeah.
I must admit.
You got to stop drinking when you're watching these things.
I watch sober,
There's
surprisingly.
I'm going to skip to he's on the boat with Ben Affleck, and he says, what's the percentage on whatever he's talking about? And he goes, it's probably the same percentage as getting a runner flush.
Right.
They don't explain what a runner flush is. You have to Google that for yourself after.
Oh, come on, I'm not doing any more research beyond.
A runner flush is when you're dealt 2 cards, and usually Texas Hold'em poker, that are sequential. Like you get a Jack Queen, or you get a 9-8 in the same suit. So you have the start of a flush, a run, in your hand already. So it's like
secondary definition of a runner flush is a night out at White Castle.
There you go.
Nice. I'll tell you who would have known. The reference is my stepbrother, who actually went into serious debt multiple times in college and post-college from online poker.
Oh, yeah, maybe we should have had him as a guest. Jesus. Or I had a guest that was a gambling addict.
They should have really established that in the opening, because it's just thrown in later, and then you're like, oh, that's what the movie means. Or it's like Justin Timberlake doing his Tom Cruise impression, just literally running all through this movie.
So he plays a Princeton student who's running an online gambling thing, or funneling, or getting people to go.
He's giving coupons.
And he's running into a little trouble at the school's not really too happy about it. He's trying to pay off his student loans, or pay his tuition. I'm sorry, not even student loans, by taking in extra money and paying it off. But Princeton's expensive. That shit's expensive.
Yeah, it's $16,000 a semester.
Well, okay, and I'm sorry, but the dean, I call him Dean Exposition.
Yeah,
because all he did was
he just set up the movie.
Yeah, he was just there to drive the story.
Well, and and how he told Justin Timberlake, well, you can't afford tuition. That's the real world. I guarantee you, the average Princeton student is not part of that real world.
Why does Timberlake look like he just finished his shift at Starbucks? Do all Princeton students look like this? I don't know. This look is way too
like the Mr. Rogers collection at
Well, I wasn't understanding how old he's supposed to be, because he already had a job on Wall Street, which apparently he got with no degree from anywhere. And he was about to become super rich. And then, of course, the financial crisis happened in 2008. So now it's 2013. So that means it's 5 years later. He's been at Princeton for 5 years.
What? You don't have a time machine? What's the matter with you?
Like, I
no,
don't understand.
But do you
It
think
doesn't
Ben
make any
Affleck?
sense.
Do you think Ben Affleck did like rewrites on set, like on the boat?
Oh, I'm sure on the
And
boat. Yeah, I'm
that's
sure he
well,
did.
like he did in his Batman costume, allegedly. And I may or may not have confirmation of that, but this movie feels like it was being like rewritten as it played out.
Oh
As
yeah,
it
it
went,
was. It was.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you
it
can
doesn't
tell
make any
it's
sense. If he
different.
lost his
Right.
job and everything 5 years ago, why is he still in college?
What we touch touches us too. And then I wrote "Dick in a Box." You can't win unless you're willing to risk it all. Drinking game. Here it is, guys. Take a drink every time you hear one of the gambling wisdom chestnuts. Entire script sounds like it was written over a long weekend in Vegas.
Or like
Live
or he watched
cinema.
the hotel channel in Vegas that gives you like a guide to casino, and they just took the transcript of like that channel in the hotel.
Some guy with a big mustache and 70s hair. That's the channel you have on the TV when you're in the middle of having sex and then you realize you didn't change the channel. Like that shit's still playing. You're like, why do I have roulette on my mind?
Yeah, well, but it was Clark Griswold's favorite channel.
Right, it was. Now, if Clark Griswold was in this movie, it would have been a much better film.
Oh my God, that would have been
Not.
with Randy.
I don't know if
Quaid.
it's bad writing or bad editing. It's one of the two. I think it may
It's
be a
both.
combination of both.
Well, yeah, and there
Yeah,
were
there's a
continuity errors throughout the whole thing. I mean, you've got different license plates on cabs. None of it made sense.
You can always tell how bored we are watching these films, and you start noticing the production design, like all the stuff surrounding what's
But
happening.
I agree. It's like they
Always notice
it's
that.
like a mashup of two different movies, and neither one are very good.
A few starting hands and betting patterns. This guy is a weak player. Not sure what caused my bout of nausea at this moment. The camera constantly circling that table like it's a Michael Bay film, or the unbelievable dialogue coming out of Timberlake's mouth, 7-minute mark. I didn't believe him for 1 second that he was this gambling
not at
wit.
all. No.
This is the problem with Justin Timberlake. Oh, I like
He was
right-
monotone reading his lines, and I'm going, I don't believe a fucking word he's saying.
No, that's the problem with this guy. Yeah, he's a good entertainer, just not a great actor.
Oh
and
my
he's trying. You can tell he's trying to be.
How do
and-
you overact? Like he disembarked from a plane, and he was overacting.
I'm gonna blame the director, who's Brad Furman, whoever the
Brad
fuck
Furman?
that is.
Okay.
Well,
Would it be better if it was directed by Jimmy Fallon?
And you want to
no,
know what? You want to know some sad news? This motherfucker's redoing Labyrinth.
What, Brad Furman?
Oh.
When you get beat straight up, it hurts like hell. Likewise, when you make a shitty gambling film starring a pop star. Once again, another shot at Timberlake. He really is one of the key problems with the film.
Well,
Is in
kids playing online poker in college, they don't look like a music video.
no,
It was like
does
some
not.
like
Right.
kind of
No,
sexy.
they look
sad.
like Revenge of the
party.
Nerds.
And you know, if Timberlake had just listened to Kenny Rogers the Gambler before he gambled away his life savings, this whole film could have been avoided.
Oh, please.
Come on, all you
Your
need
lips.
gotta know when to hold him. Know when to fold him. Ah, let's see. The little Kenny Rogers goes a long way. Apparently on this show goes a really long way. There you go.
To the ground.
Thanks. You're not helping, Juliette.
You're
You're not
welcome.
helping. So he takes his whole $17,000 that he has in savings and tries to. He's a gambler, so he decides to bet it all on a casino game online. It's called Midnight Black, or a website called Midnight Black. It's Affleck's thing. Anyway, he ends up losing it all, and as a result, he has to do this coming up, and we'll talk about it. I don't want spoilers.
No, he makes a choice.
I haven't seen you in 4 years. Veteran actor John Hurd shows up as Timberlake's father around the 9-minute mark, sporting his best John Voight last throes of alcoholism look. John Hurd. I haven't seen John Hurd in so long. I thought he was dead.
I actually had to look it. Yeah, I had to look it up.
Too. He's actually still alive.
No,
I'm like, how can the dad from Home Alone? He must have lost his house.
Right.
I said, I put in my notes, this is what happened to Kevin McAllister.
Oh, he looks really bad. John Hurd. I don't know if he's dead since 20.
He's
like
dead
a couple
inside.
times. Yeah, he's actually been arrested a couple times.
Oh, has he really? Oh, he looks terrible.
Hey, Juliette, side note, we
Uh-oh.
got to get him on the show.
Oh, yeah, he's
Yeah.
weak,
Yeah.
vulnerable.
You guys can trade drinking recipes. I don't know what the hell. He's in bad shape. Anyway, folks, this is the guy from Home Alone. I guess we have to reference Home Alone for the people that would know that.
Spoiler alert, he says later on, oh, yeah, Dad, was that the time you left me all alone in your hotel room?
Yeah.
Tell me that was not a reference.
It should be noted that John Hurd is a very good character actor and has been around been in everything. The guy's look up he's got a laundry list of filmography. But I don't know, the back end of his career, they're not giving him anything decent to do.
Well,
And they probably should get him in a rehab, I think.
he's got.
Yeah, he looks a little bloated.
Oh, no, he's got that alcoholism.
No,
But yeah, he's not.
he's a wannabe Nick Nolte.
He's like Gary Busey without the talent. Oops, did I say that? Oops. What?
Oh.
Oh, man, he'll be here all week. Odds are the monkeys will be the least of my worries. Never turn your back on monkeys, folks, or trolls for that matter. Hey-o.
And also, can I just note, after that whole fit he had about monkeys, we did not see one monkey, I don't think, in this whole.
No, we didn't. No, so the idea is he has to go now. He finds out that he was cheated out of his money through the website. So he wants to go to Costa Rica to confront the owner of the website, which happens to be Ben Affleck. We'll get to him. Not on screen yet. And as a result of that, he's going to go down. Now, first of all, if he gambled away all his money, where did he get the money to go to Costa Rica?
Exactly.
Right?
That was,
Wait.
I saw there's such a problem with this
Yeah, he
whole
can't-
thing. It's like, I feel so good about
And
the
he
reason
had
why
money to give his father.
Ugh.
Well, I don't think his father didn't give him any money. His
No,
father
he
didn't have
gave him money. When he went and saw his father and asked if he knew anybody who could get him close to Ivan, he's like, and then he hands him $40 as he's leaving.
I thought-
Where did he
I
get
thought
that
he
fucking
Gets
money?
you to Costa Rica, though.
Yeah.
That'll get you a
but-
hooker in Costa Rica, but it's not going to get you there.
Well, no,
No,
yeah.
Can we talk about this though? Like, no, this is not the first time Affleck has appeared on screen. He was in the opening credits in like that news montage,
Oh, that's right.
and
all right.
we see what his name is in this movie.
I know. I'm going to talk about that when we get to. Yeah, we'll wait on that one.
Oh,
It's-
okay, even though I saw it right away.
Yeah, but he does turn up in a brief news thing, and that 2020 thing I mentioned earlier. Do you have any idea how crazy this is? Why does Justin Timberlake's friend look like a cosplay version of Andy Samberg?
Because it's John Ralphio from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Is that who
Yes,
he is?
in sports, he's awesome and way better than Andy Samberg.
Well, I just thought $30 million budget, you couldn't afford to hire the actual Sandberg at the 10-minute mark. I just think
he's better than Andy Samberg.
Okay, all right. So he's Parks. All right, there you go. For you Parks and Rec folks, totally missed that one. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
30
also,
million-
and Stranger Things fans.
Right now, he's on the earliest show, and he's also on BoJack Horseman.
Oh, Jesus, you got okay.
Yeah, and
But he was on House of Lies, and that
Yeah,
got canceled.
with Kristen Bell and Don Cheadle. So
Exactly.
he's not a lightweight.
All right, all right. I thought all
You were
right.
talking earlier about how bad the script was. Do you know who
Yeah.
wrote the script?
Well, there's a couple people.
Yeah,
that wrote
the
it,
two
but-
guys that wrote Ocean's 13.
Oh, Jesus,
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I knew I recognized those names, and I couldn't bring myself to look it up because I was like, I'm gonna be mad.
And there you go.
San Jose, Costa Rica. Not to be confused with San Jose, California, which is actually dirtier.
Oh.
Pretty close.
Listen. Only people from California get to joke about fucking San Jose.
Well, I didn't
right?
think you were going to make... Well, am I wrong, though? I don't think I'm
The
wrong
only
on that
place
one.
dirtier probably is Stockton.
I'm hoping to get face-to-face with Ivan Block. Or face-to-balls, whichever comes first.
Oh.
Hey, I wrote comes with CUMS, too,
Well,
by the way.
considering Ben Affleck first,
Can't see that joke.
yeah, that's not that far off.
It's not that I'm homesick. I'm not away at camp. Ben Affleck shows up on screen for the second time, apparently, around the 13-minute mark, playing a character called Ivan Block, which we all know is short for Blockhead.
Seriously, it's
If
just
not, should be.
no,
That
you
guy
know,
has
He
a
look like he's
gigantic head.
sleepwalking all the time.
He doesn't want to be there,
Okay.
Juliette. You can always tell Ben Affleck doesn't want to be in a film because he has that look on his face like he doesn't want to be there. It's really obvious on him.
In
Am I wrong?
every single movie he looks like.
Well, maybe that's the problem then. Maybe he should just be a director and a writer
He
at this
needs
point.
a new profession.
I think everybody was just so happy that he looked like
Dermatologist.
that he looked like he wanted to be an Argo. That's why he got like all the love for it.
Yeah, and
Well, he put his own
honestly-
goddamn money in that thing, you know.
Well,
he-
it was a good
he's,
movie.
he's gonna put on his
movie.
dancing shoes
that
for
was a
that.
good movie, though.
I know,
It
but
was an
I mean,
awesome
I think,
movie.
Yeah.
But I think there was also a lot of fuel from like we were happy to see Ben Affleck looking present in a movie again.
But see, I think also this was just basically, I think this was his last gamble to prove that he could get over Gigli. And so
Really?
Argo was like his you know what I mean? Like he was just trying to
Yeah,
show
you
that he's
don't
an
think
actual
you don't
filmmaker.
think
again.
And by the way,
like-
am I crazy or is this movie Runner the one he did right before he did that movie?
Let me,
I
I'm
think
gonna
I
look
I
thought it
think
was
this
like
was
up
his
right now, it might
palate
be.
Yeah,
cleanser.
I think it was. But then he shit the bed with Live Tonight, which was just released a couple weeks ago. Everybody, that tanked completely.
Because all you have to do is watch that trailer and go, no, thank you. I mean, it's like
Yeah, exactly. It's
literally-
boring shit. Yeah,
No,
so
no. He did Argo the year before this. Argo came
Oh,
Argo
I
came out
I was gonna
2012.
say,
But
gonna say.
the next year he
Oh.
followed up with Gone Girl, which was a great film again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No, he's so good.
I-
But the thing is,
I
he might have filmed this before or after that,
Yeah,
like
but
before.
I think he was hoping that Argo would kind of help this movie disappear.
No, and here we
And
are.
who knows when he actually shot this, because they shoot shit and then it could be
That's
like 5
what I
years
was
later.
wondering too.
You're about to get the type of blowjob your wife hasn't given you in 30 years, which is what the nanny said to Ben Affleck. Hey-o!
Or
Isn't
that kind of like that joke Minnie Driver
Just
made
step
in Goodwill Hunting?
I know, he's talking to some Russian people he's got to...
No, those were
Yeah,
like
hookers.
American congressmen.
Oh, is that who they
Yeah.
were?
They were
Yeah,
Russian.
Anyway.
he's man-spreading in a robe.
Welcome to the 2013 Midnight Black Expo. Did anyone else think Midnight Black sounded more like a cheap aftershave or a male porno? Like, it did not.
Like that band
it's like
that should be playing at a supper club.
Yeah, Midnight Black. It's one of those cheap ass
Or
bands.
like
Yeah,
a blaxploitation film.
One of my favorite Filipino cover bands.
yeah.
It's like the rejected cologne from Anchorman. It's not Sex Panther. It's Midnight Black.
Midnight Black.
Yeah, no,
Touches
the
you
black.
all night.
Yeah,
60% of the time, it works every time.
Every time.
I need to come to that party tomorrow, which will look like a Costa Rican version of the Electric Daisy Carnival.
it looks
That party
like a county fair.
Costa Ricans do not party like this. First of all, it was all shot in Puerto Rico.
First
correct?
of all,
didn't
they don't have great Americas in Costa Rica.
okay.
No, that's been okay. Come on. Oh,
Cheap shit,
okay,
flags,
maybe Great America in the '90s, but it's gotten a little bit better.
Oh my God, this is a shitty. I thought it was Electric Daisy Carnival. It's a weird.
No, it was like it was like a county fair with better drugs.
It
This
was
is
a
like a-
rave. It was a rave. Let's face it.
It was a rave that Michael Jackson would have thrown for a bunch of 8-year-old boys.
The only
I mean,
the only filming locations they list are Puerto Rico and Princeton, New Jersey.
Yeah,
Really?
that's it. Yeah, that's all. That's the two locations that they
Puerto
filmed this.
Rico.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
should have done the whole thing in that accent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Oh,
by the
that's
way,
why
how does Justin Timberlake get access to everything that he needs to get access to, like,
because
immediately?
Because he's a white male.
Well,
You
we'll
got a
talk
good
about
point. All right, argument killed. Yeah.
He's in.
Timberlake looks like he just walked onto the set of one of his videos and was about to start singing. I mean, that's how goofy this entrance scene that he does.
I will
He's in,
say, I hate to admit it, but there was a Deadmau5 song playing when he walked in, and I was like,
Deadmau5 is there.
Yeah,
Mouse was
no,
actually
but-
in the movie.
I know.
I think he was
no,
actually
I,
there.
Yeah.
I noticed a song that was playing. It's called Strobe. Was playing when he walked. No, I know. I hate this. I actually really like that song, and I was like, crap. I actually like this song.
I'll hold it against you. Thank you. Have a good night. So we just spent a shit ton of money to have the Electric Daisy Carnival here for a scene that barely lasts 2 minutes. This party scene was over before it even got started. Basically, he goes into the party because he's wants to get FaceTime with Ivan Block, who's at the party, or Ben Affleck, whatever you want. Everyone, either name is funny. Ezra, he calls him on his shit saying, I was cheated out of this money.
No, it was like he bought some like Junior Spy Kids set.
Yeah, I don't understand what he was doing.
It was like blacklight pen that he was showing.
Why did he have to do
I
that?
don't know.
I understand why.
Showing to the security camera like Jodie
security
Foster
cam,
and like in Contact when she was talking to the creep dude in Contact.
That's up to the Then he gets pulled up. Why he had to do the blacklight thing with the photo?
None of it made sense.
I thought he was doing a whole thing from, what's the Leo movie where he's forging checks and shit and pretending to be a,
Catch Me If You
Catch
Can.
Me If You
Yeah,
Can.
I was like, is he gonna like make some stationery and give himself a paycheck? I don't know what he's doing. Like,
Or it's like he could have gone the Love Actually route, which would have been great.
Okay, so he gets invited on the boat, and they have a little confab here, and this is what we talk about that runner thing we talked earlier. This is that scene. Affleck looks so checked out in this mess. He was thinking about that sweet nanny pussy the entire time. Oh, man.
During that scene on the boat,
No, during that time though, he was right. Go ahead.
on the boat, he sounded like his character exactly. No variation from the boiler room.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you guys really picked that up. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and you know what else? I like.
That's lazy acting then.
You know what else I picked up on though? There's something about his voice. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they're both from the same area of the country, but his voice reminded me a lot of Adam Sandler.
Yeah, there's a little Sandler in there. There's
Like
a
when
little Sandler.
Sandler tries to play it straight.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. Well, that's whole nother podcast. This is the house. I never thought in a million years I'd have something like this. You're Batman. You have a ton of shit like this. Duh. Okay.
He wasn't Batman yet.
Because I'm Batman.
How do you know about that? How do you think I know? And then I wrote, I'm your Batman. I guess the whole conversation between them. I'm just thinking of Batman. I don't know. I was totally checked out of this because the acting is so terrible for both of these guys doing this meet cute on the boat. This little
But
bromance.
this is also stupid because it has the stupidest piece of dialogue ever for a movie that's about gambling. One of the lead
Right.
characters goes, why do you call your boat the house?
Yeah.
That's the worst piece of writing, actually. I mean, really?
I love Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, that's what he should have said. I'm a fucking huge Hugh Laurie fan.
What do you think? Think I'm going to be visibly ill from watching Affleck and Timberlake do shit up with their matching 5 o'clock shadows at the 24-minute mark. They had the same day-old stubble on their face.
Yeah, do you think
like that's makeup or what?
Do you think they like didn't shave together in the mirror?
No, I think that they woke up together like that.
Oh,
yeah, kissed each other and went right to work.
oh my goodness.
You ready for work, hon? I'm ready.
Yeah.
You got your lines? I got my lines. You got your utility belt? Fuck yeah.
Wow, this is okay. We got a whole nother movie. That's a better film though. See if we saw that movie.
Right?
Exactly.
I would adore that movie.
I bet you the director in this movie was just praying that JT was actually just gonna break out in the song just to save the movie.
That would have been great.
Oh
if he
God,
just did
then it would have been
turn
like
it into a musical.
Yeah.
from Justin to Ben.
Like big casino chips rolling by and like dollar bills raining down on everybody.
Disco ball floats down.
Yeah, big gambling musical. That's awesome. 3 months went by like a weekend in Vegas. I wish this film went by as fast. There was more. This is more like a long weekend at a rundown Indian casino in Flint, Michigan.
Oh my God, this thing is longer than a goddamn deer hunter. I'm like, when is this fucker gonna end? Is somebody gonna die? Please say die.
We don't even get that lucky, dude.
No.
Unfortunately.
Oh man, I was running so behind because I was literally driving back from LA and I got into my house at like 5:35 and I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna be able to finish. So I just kept like skipping ahead a little bit, like through the just really long, terrible scenes.
What happens is through that meet cute, he gets offered. He gets his money back. The guy says that we found
his money back.
He found that a couple of guys had a backdoor program they were cheating that worked for him. So Affleck fires them guys anyway. Gives him his money back, and then puts him on the hook by offering a job to work with him and to make a shit ton of money. Of course, Justin Timberlake doesn't do the smart thing, take the money he has and goes home. He's a fucking gambler. He's gonna hang out and do shit up with the Affleck for the next 3 months.
I will say the one part I liked about Justin Timberlake's acting was when he had that sucker smile on his face when he was like, "Oh yeah, I want to make 7 and 8 figures."
Yeah, he looks like you could lure him into a van with some candy, right?
Right? That's what it was. And I thought it was hilarious. I was like, it's probably not supposed to be, but I love it.
This is a single malt. You should try it. Aside from a line that Juliette would say on a daily basis, did actress Gemma Arterton borrow Donald Trump's spray tan?
Oh
Man,
my God, I said Real Housewives spray tan.
She looks like the queen of the Oompa Loompas at the 30-minute mark. I like this actress a lot. She looks like a complete idiot in this film. Why is she orange?
I said
because she's supposed to have been living in Costa Rica for a few years. She can't just be all pale and pasty.
No, you don't turn orange if you just get tan.
If you're a ginger, you could turn orange.
Well,
she's
Sing it.
No, I'm a ginger. I don't turn orange.
I'm joking. I'm just making it terrible.
Not too orange, right, Juliette? Not too orange.
But the problem is, like, in that first scene, actually, she looked fine. She did. You could see her natural freckles and everything.
Yeah,
but by the end of it, her hair and her skin were the same color, and I was like, what did she do to deserve this? What producer did she
I don't understand.
She clearly wasn't doing the casting couch for this film. She just
I don't know how she ended up in this film. She's a talented actress who's done much better.
Very talented.
I love her. I was like, why?
Thank God it was a small part.
Well, it is a small part. Well, maybe like this is something Kristen Wiig would have done as a parody, like just as orange and
I think she was trying to break more into the American market. You know what I mean? Because she did class
and you want to spend a couple of weeks in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
It is a paid vacation acting.
I like
that's the way they all treated it. They're like, let's get on a celebrity cruise ship. We're all going to go over to the island, and then we're going to spend a couple of days. And you know what? Quick. Just film this shit quick.
Okay,
but she is
she's definitely have a theory about 2 of the actors, her included, about the show. A good theory. Her and Anthony Mackie, they are not in this movie nearly as much as they are billed. Their careers were like on the rise, and I think they saw an early cut of this movie and were like, we will take cuts out of our pay, our back end, whatever. if you cut down our parts in this movie.
Yeah,
Right.
The most part seem to be cut down. Gemma Arterton plays. She's a facilitator for Ben Affleck. She's the right hand, the assistant or whatever, who was involved with Affleck's character at one point, and now apparently isn't or still is. We're never really sure until the end of the movie. Anyways, she meets Mr. Timberlake, and they kind of hit it off with a little meet cute. But the fact that she's so orange and so out of place. In fact, I didn't recognize her. I actually had to go back and look at the cast list and find out who it was, and I was shocked to find out it was Gemma Arterton.
They just did the Trump tan.
No, it was like Snooki tan.
And you could tell how out of order they shot this because
that was Jersey Shore tan.
Yeah. Her tan wasn't as distracting to me as the fact that Justin Timberlake was like pasty pale basement person and then like super tan and then back to pasty pale basement person like many times.
The contrast was pretty great.
Yeah, because they just kept like honestly reshooting stuff later. So I mean,
yeah, it's terrible.
I'd like to see the director's cut. Let's see what happened there.
Oh no, we don't want to see any.
Like I said, or the commentary. Oh my god.
Who the fuck are you? I'm the Falcon, bitch. Don't you watch Marvel films? 34-minute mark. Anthony Mackie does his best Denzel Washington acting as Agent Shavers, which made me wonder if his partner was Agent Clippers.
Oh my god.
I will be here all year. I worked hard on that.
Captain America came out the next year. This is
this is pre. So it's pre-Falcon.
This is pre-Falcon, but he was in. I'm sorry, the best film of 2013. He was also in, which was Pain and Gain. And if you have not seen that, you have to see it.
Was a pretty good film.
Oh, Pain and Gain. Awesome. Oh yeah, that's amazing. The Rock was in it. I mean, and Mark Wahlberg.
Everyone was spectacular in that film.
No, people already knew who Anthony Mackie was.
No, I know he's been in a ton of other shit, but I'm saying it's just
when he filmed this, yeah. And what was with his like Carl Weathers mustache?
It's all like Miami Vice stuff. He had the stupid hat on and
he wanted to pull the hat over his eyes so no one could tell who the hell he was.
Because he's about to be Falcon. He's about to be the Falcon.
No, you could tell he was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Can't believe it.
Oh yeah, I always like it.
He's playing tough guy to Justin Timberlake, and you're like, you can beat his ass with your thumb.
Well, that other guy, the Puerto Rican guy that he had on his payroll was I think at some point both Anthony Mackie and Justin Timberlake were like, dude, you have to back off a little bit. That guy got super intense.
Yeah, you know what? I think he was just like, I hate being here.
Yeah.
If Justin Timberlake and Anthony Mackie hugged, they'd be the size of one of the Rock's legs. That's
pretty much.
They're just like there's two little guys.
But the thing is, like, I've seen Anthony Mackie on a lot of talk shows and stuff, and he's like larger than life, big personality. He seemed like he was trying to hide this entire.
I want to do this film. Was Tyler Perry not available for that role?
Oh, come on now.
Oh, I think basically anybody could have.
We could have called it.
Are you trying to say any black man could have played
Mama's Island or whatever the hell? Yeah, Big Mama's Island.
He plays an FBI agent that's trying to shake down. He's trying to get Affleck on something because they're in Costa Rica. They can't arrest him for anything, so they have to go in from the inside out. And he tries to shake down Justin Timberlake, and he's initially freaked out, but Affleck tells him to man up and don't worry about it. You don't look like you're having any fun. Boy, you got that right. Skip that one.
Don't look like you have any. He was talking to the audience.
I said he was the turd guru of this film, which was a love group reference.
Oh, God. No, it's
7 people would have got.
That's the thing. Like, when we're talking about, has Justin Timberlake gotten better? Like, what's the bar we're setting?
Has he gotten better?
What's the bar we're setting? Like,
He's better at comedy. I'll give you that.
All right.
Like Bad Teacher, he was passable.
Okay. Well, that movie was such a dog's breakfast, though, overall. I mean, it was just...
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Watch Alpha Dog. If you have not seen Alpha Dog, that was pretty breathtaking in that movie. And also Black Snake Moan.
All right, so we got a couple films.
That's one of my home movies, by the way.
Is it?
Yes.
That is Christina Ricci is hot as fuck in that movie.
No, I think he let that get to him. I think he let that.
No, but those were also directed by really good directors who weren't just like, oh my God, it's Justin Timberlake. We're going to like fucking hang out in Puerto Rico and get drunk and hookers and shit. Like,
You wrote the synopsis for this movie.
Exactly, basically.
No, but my thing is, I feel
that was the pitch treatment.
About his music. His first 2-3 albums were phenomenal. And then
he was hot, by the way, musical at that time.
Yeah.
What are we talking about hot here?
Like, good, but then he started believing it so much that he.
Listen, I don't disagree.
Somebody told him he could act. That's not his fault.
It's like seeping into his music too. His music, I'm sorry, has declined over the past
Let me just say one thing, and sometimes this happens. And as a parent, I understand it. But sometimes when guys, and this is really for the men section, who have been in some way a heartthrob, sex symbol kind of thing, when they become a father, somehow they then cross over into the dad mode and they suddenly become like children friendly, and they're doing like family friendly films, and their music becomes like all less sexy and more like,
No, I think this
Disney
happened
kind
about
of
a
thing.
year or two before.
I know, but I'm just saying, like when they're making that transition or whatever, sometimes that happens.
The way that I look at this movie is Justin Timberlake's acting is as good as Ben Affleck's singing. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, there you go. That's something to read up.
I know what that here sounds like.
Yeah, no, you don't.
It sounds like Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it sounds like me trying to be Batman.
There you go. Timberlake might have brought sexy back, but he sure didn't bring it to this film with him and the Artisans cheesy love scene around the 45-minute mark. That was just wrong.
That made me
no chemistry at all between these two.
I felt
None.
so uncomfortable. I literally.
Awkward.
First of all, who screws up against the wall?
Why
Does
is that
anybody
always
still
a
do that?
thing, Rose?
I don't understand what the deal. That is so uncomfortable.
Only if you push your head against the wall is it good.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, that was
I'm sorry.
That was sexist on a couple of levels. We'll see if that makes the cup.
Excuse me, I gotta get going.
The bourbon's kicking in on that end, that part. But no, it's a terrible love scene. It's not even really a love scene. It's just they're just doing. Nobody does it up against the wall outside.
Yeah,
just making out. Nobody.
Well, his pants aren't even down at all. And where's his penis?
It is the worst angle to do anything. They pulled that shit in Roadhouse. We're gonna forgive it. But Roadhouse was Patrick Swayze. We're gonna give a lot. Yeah, we'll let that slide there. This is Justin Timberlake. The guy can't even lift up a small rock.
I had sexier than this shit.
Wouldn't it have been better if there was the other way around? If like Artisan was pushing him up against the wall and lifting his leg up and shit, that would have been.
That's the movie right there.
Because she's bigger than him. I mean, she's like buffer. She's buffed out. She can easily take him. That should have been the love scene. That would have been way better.
Take this.
Did you?
Take this in your box.
Yeah. Take this.
It's like for some reason watching a sex scene
Dick in a box.
No, watching a sex scene with Justin Timberlake, even by yourself, is like watching it with your parents.
So, folks, if you were hoping for some hot action there, I hate to bust your bubble on that one, but it's
he didn't even take his shirt off. I mean, there's no gratification for the female audience members that were hoping for something.
There's no real scene here, guys. There's no real scene.
No, I mean, it's just so blasé. It's so overdone, this like sex up against the wall thing. I don't know why. It's stupid.
They basically hit it off finally, and they consummate the relationship. Super Rich works for me, but not for 20th Century Fox, who probably lost a shitload on this film. I don't want I guess the film did make money. Worldwide did it, 68, right? Was that what it came down to?
It's pretty close to breaking even. It was $30 million that it cost, and U.S. and worldwide was about $31 million.
No, it says on the wiki we read $62 million.
On Wiki?
62.
Yeah.
On Wiki.
On IMDb Pro, they actually said that it did $1 million over break even.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Somebody's right.
Made some money.
Who knows
That's
what,
Well,
Wikipedia said it, so it must be right.
With promo costs and everything, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
So as it gets further into
maybe in like the other countries they dubbed over Justin Timberlake's voice, so it didn't seem as bad.
Well, the reality is everybody loses who watched it.
So as a result, he gets further into the company, and Affleck's setting him on further fucked up things to do, and now he has to deliver a suitcase full of money, which they're in bed with the government in terms of keeping the online gambling there, and is facilitating the police, and everybody's corrupt basically, and Affleck has to keep paying off the same corrupt official, and he sends fucking Mr. Timberlake to do this next payment, which he's short on, and doesn't tell him. Now this here is a magical unicorn. Well, it's actually an attractive extra, but that's not important right now. What's important is why the production keeps casting from the stereotypical movie villain us.
Oh yeah.
Not a joke. But 50-minute mark on that one. They're always these same guys that are out of Miami Vice. Always these same Colombian coke dealers or drug dealers or corrupt businessmen in other countries. They have the same accents, same mustache. They're all sweaty looking. They wear the same shirts and do the same types of dialogue. I mean, it's just it's off-the-shelf screenwriting. Oh, very frustrating. Anyway. It's the gambling business in Costa Rica. Occasionally, you get punched in the face, much like the film business here in the U.S. But and that's for the audience. They're going to catch that face punch there. So he takes a good beating over that. And, of course, now the relationship is starting to deteriorate between Affleck and Timberlake. It's not all it's cracked up to be, as we knew going in. I hate films where the audience is way ahead of the fucking story.
But what's stupid about this is now Justin Timberlake is getting fucked both ways here. First, he gets picked up by, Anthony Mackie and is blackmailed. And then he goes and tells Ben Affleck, and now he's getting fucked by Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
At some point, you just wait for this guy to figure it out, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he's about as smart as a box of hair in this movie. You would think
oh my God.
somebody
I'm like,
would
oh my
figure
God,
this
you're
out.
so
It's
dumb.
and especially a guy that is, let's say it, gone to Princeton.
Right? Thank you. For 5 years. For 5 years.
Yeah, for 5 years.
So, no, is he like the Van Wilder or Princeton?
Yeah, he is.
So what are you saying? This whole fucking thing is a Ponzi scheme? No, because that would be for smart people. And someone with the name Block can't be that smart. 58 minute mark. Lazy screenwriting. Ivan Block, really? Like, I don't understand why they...
All of the character names are here. I mean, did
Really
we go over Justin Timberlake's dad's character's name yet?
What was his name? I forgot it.
Harry First.
No way. No way.
Harry First.
That was my high school nickname. That's awesome.
David Harry First. Yeah, okay.
Harry
First.
That was
Seriously,
really his name.
I think they smoked those, how you heard about how Whitney and Bobby smoked those joints that were laced with crack. I think the screenwriters did the same. This is like cocaine combined with pot.
If Justin Timberlake's character had gone by the slang version of his name was Richie First, he would have literally been Dick First.
You should always go in everything Dick first, folks.
That's right. You don't want to be Dick last. That's for
sure. Yeah. You don't want to back in anything. There you go. What do you think? This is where they put me. Apparently, John Hurt wasn't lucky enough to escape this film earlier, and it ends up in Costa Rica with the rest of the cast and crew around the 1 hour mark. He was so close to getting out of this film. But apparently
no, you know what he said? He's like, "You're gonna put me in this piece of shit. You're gonna fly me to goddamn Puerto Rico." Is what he
and you're an open bar, dude.
Oh, open bar. You're right. Yeah, because he looks.
I forgot about the open bar. Yeah.
He was drinking so much. He looks like he should have been in an asylum film. That's where all the the alcohol.
Oh my God, he seriously did look straight.
He looked really bad.
I thought he was literally at the end of that boy. I thought he was gonna say, "Did he call me a big fat pig?"
And we're going to guarantee right now that none of the people in this film will ever be a guest on Juliette's show.
Talk about burning bridges. Yeah.
I got fucking money on this dude. Chill. Affleck sounds like a New Jersey Bond villain as he gets his Scarface on around the 1 hour and 7 minute mark. Thank God he didn't audition for the role of the Joker and ended up as Batman. This is where they drag Timberlake out to see the two guys get fed to the crocodiles, but not really.
So dumb.
A stupid fucking scene. That was a dumb thing. And it just seemed like a filler scene. Like that scene could have been
it was like a setup with no payoff.
No payoff. There's no payoff because the point is to get him to act straight because now the heat's coming down.
It was like a KFC advert for new fried chicken bites or something.
Where's Norm Macdonald when you need him?
It's like where's Norm Macdonald when you need him is always something you should say in a bad movie.
See you soon, Rich. If the point of the crocodile scene was to scare him, there are more budget-friendly ways to do that. That's my point. Like, this scene they could have saved the money on this entire scene and just not filmed
and just held a knife to his balls. I could have saved him literally about $50,000.
Next time, you're going to be the line
in
producer.
Alligators.
In alligator handlers.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't realize that Ben Affleck was bad news when he said way earlier when he offers him the job and he's like, don't gamble next time you want your college tuition. He's like, how'd you know that? We bribed your roommate. Like, this guy's already single white female stalking you. And now you're surprised that he somehow got your dad? Like, come on.
I know. Yeah, I know. Is this going to work? I guess. We'll see. Ironically, that's what the filmmaker said just prior to shooting. None of this works, guys. So he comes with now. What happens is Ben Affleck is getting ready to jet and to go to Antigua and jet on the old business, hang Timberlake on the hook for the whole thing because he's corrupt, and then go to Antigua and start his business over. And Timberlake figures this out. Now he's got to hatch his own plan to counter that so he doesn't get caught. Anthony Mackie's bringing down the hammer on his end, the Falcon. There's no Falcon. He doesn't fly in this film. I'm sorry, folks. He's just walking around with a hat. There's enough evidence here to put Block or me away for a long time. As if the screenplay wasn't lazy enough, we're going to throw in an obvious MacGuffin just so we can be happy we can get to happy hour earlier. Shit, blew that joke. Hour and 15-minute mark. Doesn't matter. Because here's the deal. There's, of course, a thumb drive, a flash drive that has the critical information that can put Ben Affleck away for a very long time. It's in a box of bran that one of his buddies had hidden so he can find it when he needed it at the exact moment here at the end of the movie. You don't think I'm taken care of too? I wonder how many times Timberlake had to say that line so he can sound authentically tough. And then I wrote ha 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 a bunch of times. Hour and 18-minute mark. That's when he was in that, like when he puts that guy down and that guy. He can't be tough guy. He tries to be tough guy and he can't do tough guy at all.
He can't do suspense at all either. Like that crocodile scene, like or whatever. It was so painfully awkward because it was just
like at a zoo.
Oh, but he was like, "Come on, man!" It was like you had to prove, like, and then you walk the little boy backstage to prove that nobody really died.
Yep. No, he's terrible. He can't act tough and he can't act scared. I mean, he's really just you can see his limited range. He can do comedy.
I swear to God, I thought at least 17 times in the movie that in his head I'm gonna go tell my mom.
He might, because he just doesn't go. So I laughed my ass off.
Yeah,
no, it's not believable. And that's the real crux. That's the whole film.
He really is like a petulant child.
You sat around with your vintage teas and your medals of participation and didn't do anything except make crappy films like this one, of course. That was a big speech that Affleck gives at the end of the film. So what happens is they launch a whole plan. Affleck escapes and gets on his jet with his old lady, which is Gemma Arterton, and they fly off. At the same time, Timberlake and his dad get on another plane and they fly off from Costa Rica. Both planes are in the air, both come down. Fucking dumbass Affleck thinks he's in Antigua when he gets off the plane, doesn't bother to look up.
But you didn't know you
right. Timberlake shows up at the exact same
globe.
And they find out that they're in Puerto Rico. Which had been the time.
Do you know how hilarious that moment is? When you know the entire time that this movie was filmed in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, right, yeah. You're like, so you didn't go anywhere?
So you flew around in circles.
Get used to it pretty quickly. I was talking about jail, I guess. I don't know what the hell that was talking about. Then I said watching crap like this mess. Sadly, we do.
But then he was like, oh, okay, get him right away. We're going to go interrogate him. Wait, what? He's gone? What?
Yeah.
It was like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah, but then after he goes away, then he gets the delivery package from the guy. And then it's like his response is he gets a thumb drive. He doesn't know what's on the fucking thumb drive. It could be porn. It could be pictures of kittens. He doesn't know, but then he just looks up in the sky and gives him like a wink.
It could go, you know what?
He's a free man. He's a free man.
Gives him the Hollywood wink.
Just go off into the sunset.
Could have been a picture of his mom.
Could have been David's Justin Timberlake playlist on that thumb drive.
It totally would be. Hey,
yeah.
I'm not afraid to say it.
So anyway, as a result,
I have bought NSYNC albums the day they came out. Okay, right. I'm not gonna claim like I've never been like a big.
Hey, I played Bye 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 in a cover band, so yeah, top that.
Listen, I watched the Mickey Mouse Club every day after school when I was in high school, so that's pre.
So Ben Affleck gets arrested, and what's his name? Justin Timberlake gets away with the girl, Gemma Arterton. They fly off to go whatever they do. Hopefully, there won't be a sequel to this. There wasn't, obviously. Now we're in the crest on credits. Was there any?
Let's just discuss the ending here for a second. They're getting away. We don't know where they're going, and Justin Timberlake looks like he's just like peed his pants. I've never been on a private plane before. And she's like, oh, you get used to it very quickly. And then that's it. No making out. No, like, fucking.
Because
No Mile High Club.
No, here's the thing. I guarantee you, and they cut this out because I think Justin Timberlake insisted it was bad for his image. I guarantee you he was a virgin.
Oh, really? No, he was not a virgin.
Brittany. We know he had sex with Brittany.
Yeah,
I'm talking about his character.
No, he had sex with Gemma Arterton.
I know, but I think that was the first time he had sex. His character.
That would have been awesome. Unfortunately, we don't even get that.
That's why it's so awkward to watch.
And there's nothing in the credits, by the way.
Okay, nothing. All right, there you go. Oh my God, this film. We learned nothing. We learned nothing about gambling, really. We learned nothing about. Yeah, we didn't learn anything.
No, didn't even break it. I mean, it's so stupid. The only scene you have with actual gambling is that one where he takes over the roulette table because that guy is such a douchebag racist.
I thought that was yeah.
And that was it. That's all you see, and you don't even learn the rules of the crap table.
You don't learn anything about the midnight online gambling. You don't learn anything. You don't learn. You don't. Nothing.
What
There's
I
no
learned was how to lose 88 minutes the hard way.
You guys, yeah, you
And
definitely
you know
lost.
what? I did learn that Ben Affleck's perp block face is resting blue steel.
Yeah, Ben Affleck didn't want to be there. Justin Timberlake was trying way too hard to be there, and he was terrible too. There you go, folks. Holy shit. that is Runner for this week. And boy, we took it out and played with it a lot longer than we should have. Can we flush it, ladies and gentlemen? Can we please flush it?
Yes.
Yes.
Make it go away.
We'll flush it out of that private plane.
Anybody had any gambling jokes at the end of this? Really? That's
You gotta know when to hold them.
Oh, no, you
Know
Go
when to
home,
hold.
preps.
Now we're gonna go with that one. Consider it flushed.
I'm
There you
folding.
go, folks. That's it. Yeah, all right. Now the jokes are coming after the flush is long over. Now the jokes are coming. That's it for this week. I want to thank my lovely co-cinematic flushers, Midwest Movie Mogul, Colleen Griffin, Raging Buddha Bee Movie Queen, Norcrest. Great job as always, ladies. Thank our very special guests. Hey, Juliette Miranda and David from the Unwritable Rant podcast. Great job, guys. Thank you so much for sitting in with this awful film. We got to get a better one next time for you.
Oh, no. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I love being here.
That's kind of
Hey.
why would you lie to them like that? We don't do good films.
All right, the gig is up
But
already.
Maybe next time I can travel up to their garage and we can do like a live.
Oh, let's totally do that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's garage, absolutely. Absolutely. We really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys come back with us. Yeah, we appreciate you joining for the second show of the year. The gig's already up for me, so I'm screwed for the rest of the year.
Loved it, man. We had a blast.
Yeah, I had such a great time.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much.
We're going to be back next week, of course, to torture you with something else. Until then, say goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye. We love you so much.
Nobody's going to sing
Wow.
Justin Timberlake. You had one job, guys. One job.
Why don't you do it? Why are you always fucking up our ass about doing this?
Wow.
Funny.
Hey,
also.
you know what? Hey, come on, Honor. Come on. The gauntlet's been thrown. Come on, a little JT.
Bye.
That was like homeless JT. Let's try it again a little harder.
Oh my god. A homeless JT with Tracy Morgan's homeless character.
I'm gonna get you pregnant, man.
Hi, this is Sarah Polton, and I want to thank you for listening to This Week and every week as we flush these turds down our cinematic bowl here in the restroom. And by turds, I mean the movies, not my ex-boyfriends. If you haven't already, please subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play Music so we can attract more listeners and so you don't miss a single episode. We love feedback, so email us at signalsoffury@gmail.com with your comments and suggestions for future flushes. Also, be sure to check out our home restroom on the net, signalsoffury.com. Until next time, remember, we're here to flush it, so you don't have to see it. I'm Sarah Polton, and this has been the award-winning Soiled Restroom Cinema.